night to release it right now. This is official. This is the conversation about the big announcement as this show continues to blow up like the Taliban, Harry. Let's go to the tape.
Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, I know you've met Alex Padilla and John Browner on Radio Row. It is so great to all of us be together. I don't know how you guys have done this. Harry and Tony, you guys have gone from absolute superstardom to doing your own thing. And Tony, you have, through coronavirus in particular, you have freaking just reemerged, rebuilt, re-energized. How have you done all of this?
It was Tesla. Elon Musk wanted to shoot me out of the cannon, so he got to SpaceX, and he said, Tony, I'm going to put an astronaut back up there for the first time, and I'm going to put you back into the orbit of sports radio. But you have to bring Harry Mays along with you. I resisted that a little bit, but then finally I gave in and said, yeah, put him on the damn show. He's a pain in the neck anyway.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, though, when you look at this, is that Harry and I had been talking to Sirius for a while. We went up to New York, over a year ago.
With Steve Cohen.
With Steve Cohen, who runs Sirius XM, the sports division. Great friend, obviously, at the Fan, so I've known Steve forever. Steve does a great job running all the sports platforms. And we know fantasy is like the number one, but he's got a lot of sports channels. So Harry and I talked to them. We went up there. Everything looked good. And they didn't have anything going on. And then so fast forward, the coronavirus hits. Dan Patrick channel goes on. Dan's on there. Rich Eisen's on there. And they were talking with us about, hey, we'll put you on the Dan Patrick channel. Would you mind doing Afternoon Drive? This way we have Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, and Tony Bruno, and Harry Mays, and we start building sort of like Mad Dog's channel, a channel that has recognizable faces, sort of like Super Radio back in the day where they took DJs from all the big markets and tried to put them on. And that's the idea here. So when they said, hey, would you be willing to do this on the Dan Patrick channel? I said, are you kidding? So it was a great opportunity. But as Harry and I have discussed, Scott, you know, we got on the air just as the pandemic was hitting and sports was shutting down. So I jokingly say we're the only show that went on the air when all the other people were getting rid of people and shutting down sports because there was no sports to talk about.
Well, I love what you guys have done. And Alex and John, you know, you guys had a chance to meet Tony and Harry down in Miami on Radio Row. You guys are not just on Sirius, but now you're back in national radio syndication, right?
Yes, with SB Nation Radio.
Yeah.
And, of course, the guys who run SB Nation Radio, I know them, I work. The thing about me is because I'm doing this for 50 years, I pretty much have worked with everybody at every company that's ever existed that's still alive, and some who aren't, who still contact me every once in a while wondering if I'm available. You know people, they know you, and they say, hey, you know what, let's put it on. Even though it's a replay of the show that we do earlier in the day, you know, we repurpose it. Harry and I cut new opens and closes, and so that show, because Harry and I are too old to be able to do 2 shows a day. I used to do that all the time, but not anymore, man. I'm too old for that stuff.
I don't have the stamina.
Dude, I can feel you guys right now. I've been doing this at me, Alex, and John. It is tough, dude.
Yep.
You know, like the amount of Alex, right? Like how much time do we spend? We're spending hours, dude, right?
Alex looks burned out, man. He looks like he's low-key faded right now, man.
I'm always high-key faded, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that Tito's bottle behind you and it's like going at it. But it's fun.
It is fun. It is. And that's, listen, I think you guys, Tony, you've mentioned you've been at this for a really long time. To me, you are one of the true godfathers of nationally syndicated sports talk radio. And I think the fact that you are making this massive, gigantic comeback, you guys are blasting off. I love it.
There's pretty much no way that you can't get these shows. Your show, any show that's available everywhere, which didn't used to be the case. Back in the day, you did your show, you went home, it was over, and maybe somebody would have it on a tape somewhere and rack it on a weekend for a best-of show. Now it's always there, and it's everywhere.
All right, so let's let the cat out of the bag here. But when the mightier 1090 returns, which is supposed to be early August, the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays will have a very prominent role on this radio station.
Wait a minute, is this breaking news? Is this breaking news? Can you give me? I need to play the sounder here. This is breaking news. I didn't even know this. Is this? I feel like this is your life, and this is like the special announcement coming. What, John Browner? Why didn't you tell us about this, man?
Because, man, I got to keep things low to the vest. Ain't no snitching, Tony. Come on now.
Come on, snitches.
Over here.
Snitches get rewards now. They don't get stitches like they used to.
That's true. Or a pardon.
So, Tony, you glossed over it. But look, when 1090 comes back onto the airwaves of Southern California, the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays will be on at night. And so for me, it's like, get the all-star team together. Talk a little bit, if you could, about your history in the Southern California market, because I know you were on the radio forever in LA and San Diego.
I would fly out to L.A. when I was on in the Los Angeles. I've been on pretty much like 17 radio stations between San Diego and Los Angeles and all the reincarnations. And so people in L.A. all the way down into Mexico heard me in the entire state, from Northern California, the tip, Oregon, Washington State. There wasn't a major market or a minor market or a medium market that didn't have ESPN radio and heard my existence. I got to cover the Lakers when they won the championship in 2001 against the Sixers. I remember going to Indianapolis at Staples Center when the Lakers beat the Pacers that year. So I got to be a part of the local LA scene. Even though I was doing a national show when I moved to LA for Fox, I was West Coast based for 11 years.
Here we are now, all these years later, thinking we're cool. Satellite radio, Twitch, YouTube, Zoom calls. I would say, guys, early August, Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays is going to go back on the radio in Southern California.
On the blowtorch, will we be heard all the way from Rosarita all the way up and down the eastern
to the Canadian
Rockies? Yes. Even
accurate.
Wolfman Jack's old pirate radio station will be probably picking us up down the line.
You know it. Tony and Harry, I want to say congratulations and thank you. And keep it rolling. And we look forward to hearing you on 1090 throughout Southern California.
Well, it's going to be great to be back on. And, we love Southern California. I know Harry does, and you know I do. Because I live in the city now. I don't get to see the ocean anymore. I don't get to go down there and dip my feet in Santa Monica Bay like back in the day. Or head down to Tijuana for some of the donkey shows that we all used to love back in the day. These are parts of the things that you learn growing up and experiencing the world around us.
I just want to go to Palm Springs.
Well, Palm Springs is great, too. It's a little too hot in the summer, though, Harry.
Yeah.
Too hot for golf.
Harry just wants to play golf.
Exactly.
It's an honor, guys. It really is, Scott and Alex and John, man. It's really going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to this a lot.
Rock and roll.
We are, too, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Guys. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Should we give ourselves a roaring round of applause, or is that too immodest?
Well, I mean, like if LeBron did that, you'd rip him for it. So I don't know that we can do that.
But this wasn't some scam. This wasn't, oh, my God, I'm taking my talents to San Diego.
So is this our pep rally?
Yes.
No, this isn't our by the way, this is the anniversary
I know.
of the great Smoke and Mirrors show.
That's right.
We have the tape of that.
We do.
And by the way,
we got to play
again.
it at some
and we got to
point.
thank all the people out there at the Mightier 1090, Harry. They're the ones who said, hey, let's do this. Let's put that blowtorch, the flamethrower, back on the air and get it up and down the West Coast, Harry, representing. You know what I'm saying?
I know. This is all new territory for me. I know you've been all over California for many, many years.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, exactly. The good old days. Well, we reference the good old days a lot on this show.
Yes, we do. But anyway, now there's other blowtorches out there. There's WOAI in San Antonio, 760, 50,000 watts. KNBR 680 is a flamethrower. Their signal is available. There's many radio stations around the country. But the one thing about the Mightier 1090 is that their transmitter is actually in Mexico. It's not in the United States. So they can crank it up as high as it can go. They can put that baby in ludicrous speed.
Well,
Remember
what's the
warp
reason
speed?
why they can't in the U.S.? Is there